Hello, lovelies. Welcome to another episode of Wedding Wednesday Q&A, where we answer your wedding questions. Today's question is quite a popular question from our subscribers and is asked in many different ways. But essentially, it is how to deal with difficult in-laws and family conflicts during wedding planning. This is a pretty heavy topic because every family and relationship has its own dynamics, and there is not one answer that will resolve everything. Marriage is not just between two people, but actually between two families. So when a merging of families happen, there might be some unavoidable challenges. There might be situations that you will find yourself dealing with conflict with difficult in-laws, and even other family members as you move forward with your wedding planning. When you are in this situation, it takes more than just planning your wedding, but also understanding how to navigate the relationships that are being formed. This is why we solicited advice from relationship experts over at Skylark Counseling, headed by Danielle Holtier, and here are some of their tips on how to deal with difficult in-laws and family conflicts during wedding planning. First on the list is to have a team approach. Remember that you are a team. Show a united front. This helps the relationship grow in the right direction, which is towards each other. Taking the time to understand the other person's perspective completely, without problem solving, is vital when navigating familial conflict. Second is to schedule in some healing time. Prioritize time to heal. Schedule specific times when you are not allowed to talk about wedding planning or family conflict. Give space to your problems. When you reconnect with activities that led you to fall in love with your partner, it also allows you to grow a stronger relationship while navigating challenging times. Another important thing is to avoid triangulation. If there is a problem between two people, then let those two people lead the conversation. Side conversations often increase escalation, inflation of problems, and hurt feelings. Keep discussions between the two main people only. Last on the list from Skylark Counseling is to focus on improvement. We all have things we can improve on, such as communication, addressing our mistakes, and tasks we haven't followed through. Voicing your own errors with no shame or blame attached can minimize shame all around. Help your family and your partner feel heard and increase perceived accountability, which will result in a shift from personal wants to looking at things through a team approach. Now, in terms of the actual wedding planning process, our wedding consultants are sharing tips on how to navigate difficult family situations. First on our list is to understand your triggers. There might be some parts of the wedding that you're more sensitive to than others. For example, you might really have a wedding dress that you have been dreaming about for a long time. However, your in-laws might have a totally different vision than you do. If this is extremely important to you, note this as one of your triggers. Being aware of your triggers and noting them down will help you regulate and control your emotions. For example, awareness can help you bite your tongue and also not react, but respond lovingly. Reacting usually do not consider the outcome, but responding, especially in a loving and understanding way, will help you take the outcome into consideration, although you still cannot control it. If you choose to respond, you can ask yourself questions like, will my response promote a healthier conversation? Or will my reaction just fuel the fire? You can also consider not responding right away and say something along the lines of, that's a great idea. I will look into how we can get that incorporated. I'd love to find ways for all our wishes to get a chance to be realized at the wedding. Second on our list is to understand your non-negotiables. You must have your own non-negotiables so you won't always feel like you're always sacrificing something. Now, if your non-negotiables are challenged, which most likely they will be, especially during that conflict, you might react a little more on the defensive side as opposed to a neutral way. Remember earlier when we mentioned understanding your triggers and boundaries? This is when you want to consider bringing on a professional wedding planner. Which leads us to tip number 3, which is to work with a professional. Professional wedding planners and creative designers can help you navigate conflict by developing solutions that will hopefully satisfy all wishes on the table. Of course, some will definitely come at a cost, but peace and future relationships are important things and are worth the investment. In addition, your wedding planner should be able to ensure that your non-negotiables are 100% met. They can help you navigate challenging conversations and come up with a holistic approach when integrating all wishes presented. They can literally be your fairy godmother and come up with something that might not have been very obvious from the beginning. Because of their creativity and experience, they could develop ideas specifically for your situation and circumstance. Fourth on the list is to have a non-judgmental approach. Anytime you're going into a conversation and the said conflict will most likely be brought up, ensure that you have programmed your mind and tell yourself to go into a non-judgmental approach. Take in the information as it is and just let it come to you without letting the voice in your head talk and judge on it. This non-judgmental approach gets you to self-regulation, and recognizing how you take in information will help you keep calm and collected. This approach also goes with yourself and the support team that you have. You should not judge yourself as well. Your support team should also be there for you lovingly without judgment. Side tip for you is to practice your response. When you hear your trigger words or phrases, when you have a templated response, you can easily pull them and use them. Similar to the example mentioned earlier, you can also say something like, I can definitely have our wedding planner look into how they can get that worked into our current plan. If you can, email the details to me and I will forward it off to her. The reason this tip works is because you are diffusing the situation by addressing their request and also having a professional involved. This will buy you time to try and check your options and come up with creative ideas for a solution that is acceptable to everyone. Last, and probably the most important, is partner support. This is essentially teamwork. You cannot just go on dealing with conflicts and challenges alone. For the most part, even before being engaged, you and your partner probably already have an idea about the in-laws and family situations, and most likely also know the quote-unquote the ones that might bring the conflict or challenges. Communicate and carve a plan on how to navigate times like this with your partner. After all, if you're dealing with your in-laws, your partner will probably have many more ideas than you can expect. You and your partner should have a safe space where you are both open to speaking your mind in a peaceful, calm, and loving way. If the emotions are still high, or it seems like it's hard to find a common ground, especially considering the wedding planning demands, bringing on a relationship expert like counselors from Skylark Counseling can help you establish a good communication stream, as well as strategies to navigate conflict and challenges. You and your partner are getting married first. Yes, the in-laws and the families come with it as well, but to handle that part of the marriage, the two of you should have a solid foundation. Our friends over at Skylark Counseling, as well as our very own wedding planning consultants, send you, your partner, and family's love and positivity. Cheers to weddings and families. As always, we're here for you and we love inspiring you to celebrate life and love. Until next time, lovelies, bye!